I'm glad that you said that. Now it'll be true. You already clapped. Why'd you do it again?
What?
Did you forget?
No, I didn't forget. We haven't started the episode yet.
I've started recording. Okay, I'm gonna cut all this out. But why did you clap again?
Because you talked.
Okay, so
we need to cut like a little bit of silence.
Okay. You're right. Please, again. Hello. Why? Welcome to the platform, the show where suffering is eternal and we do stories with no thought whatsoever. My name is Ryan.
I'm Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
I'm also doing great.
How are you feeling? Are you loose?
I'm relatively loose, I think. I don't feel tense.
I'm a tiny bit tight.
You're a tiny bit tight? You're a tiny tight guy?
I mean, I'm rather large, but I am currently tiny.
Emotionally, are you tiny?
I am 3 inches tall.
Okay. In a good way or a bad way?
Well, I wasn't this way this morning.
What's changed?
I don't want to get into it.
Okay. What's one exciting thing that's happened to you this week?
Oh, an exciting thing that happened to me.
Yeah.
Well, I had a breakthrough in another project. That's something really exciting that happened.
That's fun.
Like,
I'm glad that happened.
We are starting to really work through it. It's really very good. Yeah. Also started watching House.
House is fun.
Yeah.
House MD.
Yeah, House Mother Duck.
With
Huge Lori.
Huge Lori.
What about you? What's something that happened to you?
I painted some bowls.
Pog?
Well, I didn't paint them this week, but I picked them up.
Cool.
And I painted them last week.
That's really good.
And now I have bowls.
I'm glad. We need more bowls.
They're colorful bowls. We don't, but yes.
Then why did you paint more bowls?
For sentimental.
With that sentiment out of the way, I think we should get started.
I agree.
You want to pull up your thing?
I'm going to get a suggestion.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. We don't do it enough over here.
We should do it right now.
We should do it. Okay, the suggestion is a relationship.
Okay.
And the relationship is romantic rivals.
This is good.
Romantic rivals. I don't actually know what that means.
So, you don't know? So that's like, Twilight, right?
I guess.
Edward and Jacob are the romantic rivals of each other.
I see.
Because they both want to be with Bella.
I see. So it's two people sort of vying for
one person's
a cutie patootie.
Yeah, one person's affection.
Right, a cutie patootie.
It's kind of like you and me with the seaweed.
I think you're winning that rivalry. I think you eat a lot more seaweed than I do.
Yeah, but you listen to the seaweed a lot more than I do.
I do. That's true.
You're the, safe choice. I'm the bad boy.
You're the bad boy.
I'm the bad boy.
You can be whatever you want. I'm not telling you can't.
See, that's why you're the safe choice.
Be the bad weed boy. Well, maybe I'm not safe. Maybe I don't feel safe today. Maybe I'll do something unexpected. Maybe I'll flip the seaweed script. Maybe I'll take it out for a ride in my convertible and go down the freeway and blast some tunes. And while we're looking into each other's eyes, and I feel vulnerable and safe with this person, I'll lie to them for no other reason than to break the status quo, and not because I want to, and not because it would be helpful or healthy, but because for once in my goddamn life, I want to feel something other than the lappings of life bumping up against me. I want to take control of the joystick of destiny and plunge it into a nosedive, not because I think I should or because it's right, but because I've lived this entire sort of a watery stream of an existence as a pebble in the middle of this slowly filtering water system, slowly being grounded down and made smooth by the eventual passage of time and air and oxygen through my body. maybe, and maybe, just maybe, I want to be the spark in a room full of flour, and I want the combustion of the air to blast my hair backwards, and the supreme friction of the surface area of the incredible millions of minutia that fill this world of ours to explode and expand in a way that it never has before, and maybe then that'll make me feel alive. Is that something a safe choice would say?
Yeah.
Fuck. So romantic rivals.
Yeah, romantic rivals.
Let's make the title.
We
Should
really
talk
about
me.
Yeah. We should really talk about me.
We should really talk about me. we should really talk about me.
You?
Me.
Yeah?
We should really talk about me.
Okay, well, what's there to talk about?
Well, I couldn't be happier that you asked. I am something of a catch. I have recently invested in some offshore accounts. And I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I have it on good faith that when the crude comes down the pipeline here, there's going to be some big dividends on my end. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you care at all about the future or about your family or any of that kind of hoity-toity, typical sort of nuclear family American stuff, then I'm the go-to guy. Okay.
Listen, Lester. I'm not sure I can really get behind that because, like, no, I don't like oil. Not really.
The oil was a metaphor.
Oh.
For my literal investment in oil.
Wait, so it's not a metaphor?
It is a metaphor. It was a metaphor in that sense, but I can't stress to you enough how many actual dollars I have invested in oil and gas.
Golly, Lester, man, I'm a simple old guy. I'm a simple guy. I don't know. I don't know these things about metaphors and about words and such.
Well, Marcel, maybe you should have read the dictionary before coming to this Olive Garden with me.
I should have. I really should have. I guess, I'll get back to bussing the tables.
You should. I guess I'll get back to being the manager of this Olive Garden.
As Lester turns around, walks his way back over to the manager's office. Suddenly, an impact. Boom!
Hey!
Oh! I'm sorry.
Watch where you're going.
Sorry, is this Red Lobster?
No. Are you lost again?
Before him, he sees a beauty. A young person with dyed hair and pronouns. Piercings in their ears. And a few pins that indicate something.
Okay.
In truth, he's not entirely sure, but he notices that she has features that are attractive to him, and his animal brain goes into full overdrive. Hi, my name is... It's not important.
Aren't you Marcel? I've seen you in here before.
With great sorrow, Marcel removes the disguise that he had placed on himself.
Marcel, I know you are hoping that Lester, the manager, wouldn't recognize you this time. But I gotta say, the Groucho disguise doesn't actually do very much. You have piercing blue eyes, comparable to those of Elijah Wood.
Yeah.
It shines right through any false veneer that you place upon yourself.
Oh, I don't know, man. I thought I could get Lester, to fall in love with this persona I created. and then I would get him, you know?
Well, to your credit, if Lester is known for one thing as the manager of this Olive Garden, it's for going on irresponsible and deeply unethical flings with the various waitstaff.
Yeah.
And it does result in a raise for them.
Chuck,
Yeah?
you gotta tell me how to get back at Lester. He's so, like, smart, and I'm just like a soft... Well, I'm not soft, I'm very built. I'm like... I'm like a bus.
You are like a bus.
I wish I wasn't.
Wide, long,
Wide,
deep.
long, deep. I could be filled with many things.
built like a fucking rectangular prism.
I wish I was less angular.
Built like a refrigerator.
But like the situation is I am angular and I'm dumb. I'm dumb, Chuck. I'm dumb. I grew up on a farm where we farmed the corn. All I know is corn. I'm corn fed. I'm corn minded. I'm cornbread.
In both sense of the word.
I just, golly gee, man, I just wish there was a way I could get back at Lester, you know? Maybe spook him, maybe get him, because he always makes me feel so small and inferior.
Right.
Chuck, are you gonna help me?
Listen, Marcel, when you've worked at the Olive Garden as long as I have,
Hey, wait, are you gonna finish that?
this plate of breadsticks,
No, the bottle of olive oil.
are you going to drink the olive oil in the middle of me giving you a pep talk on how to best our manager?
This is what I drank back on the farm.
I'm not going to let you drink olive oil.
You gonna stop me?
Yes, you'll shit yourself.
I'm angular.
That has nothing to do whatsoever with the building of your digest. We can't talk about that. I'm gonna throw. Here, it's gone. It's gone. Shouldn't have
Great.
thrown it. That was rash in hindsight.
Now I'm gonna have to clean that up.
Yeah, you're goddamn right you are. Now listen to me. Chuck grabs Marcel by his collar, brings him through the little swingy door into the kitchen.
Sorry for cutting you. My body's too angular.
It's fine. I'm used to it. Now listen.
Yeah?
The only way that you can get back at Lester, the abusive manager in this Olive Garden,
Yeah, he sucks.
you want him to fall in love with you?
Yeah.
You know the thing that Lester loves the most?
What?
More than anything?
Tell me.
He loves disdain for his character. Okay? What do you think all the other waiters have in common? They all fucking hate the guy.
Right.
Of course they do. Everyone does.
Yeah.
But it's like his fuel.
What?
It's like his energy crystal that he crushes up and snorts. It's horrible.
Oh God, it's like his Coke.
Yeah, it's like his Coke.
Ugh.
Not the drug. We don't advocate drug use here at Olive Garden. We just throw olive oil at the wall.
This is terrible.
I know.
How am I ever gonna convince Lester that I hate him?
Well, here's what you're gonna do.
What?
You're gonna, next time he tries to talk to you, ignore him. Okay?
But
That's
like-
phase one. That's phase one. That's
Okay,
phase one.
okay.
This is my 5-part phase plan of getting Lester to love you by hating him.
Got it.
Phase 1, ignore him.
Got it.
Phase 2, step on him. His feet.
Like
his hands.
You want me to step on him?
Physically.
Like physically?
With your big bus body.
Okay.
Yeah, step 3.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I had to burp a little, but I'm working through it. I'm muscling through it. Step 3.
You want me to burp you like a big baby?
No, get away from me.
Sorry, I just want to help.
I can't establish my boundaries more clearly on this matter.
Sorry.
Step 3. This is maybe the most important step. Everything after this is gravy. Step 3. Say how much you don't like him.
Okay.
You gotta butter him up first with implication.
Okay.
And then you gotta hit it home, swing it home. The two secondary gravy steps are are throw things at him and eat his food.
Okay. I can do all those things.
Repeat it back to me.
Okay, first, I'm going to ignore him.
Yeah.
No matter what he says, I'm going to ignore him.
Yeah.
And then, what next has to happen, right?
Yeah.
Is that I'm going to like show palpable disdain for him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no. Second, you're gonna step on him.
Oh right, step on him. I'm gonna step on him.
You forget so quickly.
I'm sorry, I'm cornbread. they bred me with the corn.
Yeah. Keep going.
So I'm gonna ignore him, step on him, and then I'm gonna tell him to his face that I don't like him.
Yeah.
Then gravy. Then I'm going to do. I'm gonna throw things at him, and I'm going to physically or verbally assault him.
You're gonna eat his food.
Right, eat his food.
The corn is kicking in again.
Sorry, my stupid cord breeding. I wish it was different.
It's all right. And the most important thing to remember in all of this is that Lester is married.
Right.
He has a wife.
It's true.
She's lovely. Molly.
Molly.
We love Molly around here.
I never met Molly.
She's the heart and soul of this establishment.
Okay.
So you gotta weigh that with what you're doing.
Well, I've never met Molly, so I'm sure it'll be fine.
Okay. Well, go on, soldier, and Chuck pats Marcel on the back and sends him on his way. And Marcel goes about the rest of his day, bussing tables, working at Olive Garden, sending out breadsticks and all this other stuff, drinking olive oil, shitting his pants. Don't drink olive oil or do cocaine. That's our informed opinion here on the platform.
Well, one of us.
One of us, yes. One of us. And finally, Marcel bumps up against Lester towards the end of his shift. And Lester's like, hey, you think any more about that oil stuff I was talking about? Hey, did you hear me? Marcel? It's an open market, on oil right now. So, are you listening to me?
Suddenly, a sound from the kitchen. An orange glow emanates from one of the windows of the kitchen. Marcel, panicked, rushes in. What's this around him? Intense heat? Smoke? A fire. In Olive Garden. Without thinking, Marcel grabs a bottle of olive oil to save it.
What the No.
He travels back out and sees Lester there.
There's a fire in there. I need your help. Can you, hey, come here. There's a fire and we need to start evacuating everybody.
Marcel remains motionless.
Marcel, are you listening? Can you hear me right now?
Marcel
This is a major emergency in the Olive Garden. There's women and children here.
Marcel's mind shifts rapidly, but he knows that this is all a trick from Lester.
Chuck emerges from the back room, putting on their apron, wiping soot off their face. Hey, what the hell's going on out here?
I'm doing what you said.
What?
Yeah, I'm doing what you said. It's really working.
No! Chuck punches him in the face.
Oh!
What is wrong with you?
Oh!
Get your head in the game. The store is on fire.
Yeah, but I'm not listening to him.
Why are you not listening to him?
So that he'll fall
Do
in
the
love.
mental gymnastics here. Why do you want him to fall in love with you? Lester's run back into the kitchen right now.
So that I can get him. I can make him suffer and make him feel like a dum-dum.
To what end?
To make myself feel better.
Don't you want a raise?
Oh, right, I do.
Then how are you gonna get a raise if the store burns down?
Oh, right.
And Lester runs and gets a fire extinguisher, and Chuck runs with a huge, gets like a fire blanket and starts putting everything out.
Marcel grabs the closest liquid he can find and starts throwing it onto the fire.
And finally, after pandemonium, the smoke clears in the kitchen.
As the smoke clears, we shift our scene to a new day. It's been a little bit. Everything's repaired now.
Everything's back to normal.
Back to normal.
It's been months.
It's been a few months.
The renovations of the kitchen. Shut down the Olive Garden.
Yeah.
But everybody's finally coming back to work.
Yeah, everyone's coming back to work, and there, standing, clipboard ready, noticing the little indiscretions that every single waitstaff is doing, is Lester. And who's that behind him? But a large, refrigerator-shaped individual.
So, welcome back, everybody. Just to let everybody know, I got some direction from corporate during the interim here while we were under Reno. And essentially the feedback that I got was I was running this place like a pigsty. And a lot of things that I let fly back in the day aren't going to happen anymore. So I'm a new man, all right? New Lester, new Olive Garden, new management, same management, but for all intents and purposes, new management, all right? So no funny business. The same fire. We don't know who caused the fire. We're not saying who set the fire, and I'm not pointing fingers. You know, insurance covered it, so it's all fine.
He's not pointing fingers. He won't be pointing toes in a second. Boom, boom, boom.
What does that mean?
And he steps on Lester's toe.
Sorry, you're just... Marcel.
Oh, yeah?
You're, oh good, you can fucking hear me. Okay, you're standing on my toe right now. I'm just finishing up this sort of pep talk that I'm giving to everybody, and then we're gonna start needing to let people in. We open in 5, so can I just finish this up, please?
Yeah, sure. He removes his foot on his other foot.
Right, so you've okay.
What's the matter, boss?
Deep breaths, Lester. It's all right.
Something the matter?
It's okay. It's just that ever since this place almost burnt down, I took a long, hard look at all the things that were important in my life, and I made some deep personal changes, and I realized that I was shallow, and I wasn't a very good person. And I took grueling personal steps to overcome those hurdles
Personal steps?
Yeah. And I set up in my own life because of my own past experiences and traumas that I won't get into because I don't owe you anything.
Meanwhile,
I just got my 10-day chip from anger management, and I'm doing great. My home life is great, and I'm happy to be here. Get off my foot, please.
Marcel takes a look at the entire situation.
Chuck is in the back of the cohort, gesturing wildly to Lester. I mean, to Chuck. I mean, to Marcel. We have 3 names. It's so many.
Marcel looks over at Chuck, gives a big smile, thumbs up.
If looks could kill, Chuck would blast Marcel into the nightmare zone.
He steps off of his foot and he says, whatever you said was great, boss. As he moves over into the crowd of employees.
Okay, so now we can get started. Have a good shift, everybody. As your manager, I'm gonna have your back. So, just if you need anything, just say the word, okay? And break. Let's have a good day. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back.
Maybe 15 minutes into service, Marcel finds Lester once again. Hey, boss.
Yeah, hi.
Boss, there's something, like, under the table here that I can't get.
Oh,
Do you mind?
Oh, sorry. Okay, well, like, what kind of... And he starts bending down, and he's like, well, what kind of thing is it?
Just then, Marcel locks eyes with Chuck. From across the room, the two of them lock eyes in connection. Chuck sees Lester on all fours, and Marcel raising one foot.
Chuck runs out. Chuck, like, action movie power slides over the kitchen counter and, like, sprints out of the door. And just as Marcel is about to bring his full body weight down on Lester's spine.
It's really in there, boss!
Chuck tackles full body weight Marcel to the ground, and the two of them fall ass over tea kettle.
Just as they fall, a candle lit on one of the tables flings towards the boss. The tablecloth that he was looking under it begins to expand into a conflagration just as he pulls his head out.
Not again. Not again. And Chuck goes, "It's all right," and grabs the one corner of the tablecloth that hasn't yet been engulfed in flames, and in one fluid motion swings it around their head and out the window into the parking lot, where it lands in a puddle and is extinguished. Everybody looks around in awe.
Yo, that was cool, Chuck. Awesome, Marcel says.
And Lester is looking at Chuck from a lowered angle, crouched underneath the table, and suddenly there's a light that strikes their skin, and the dimly lit candles of the Olive Garden, and the sweat on Chuck's brow from the heat of the kitchen, and suddenly Lester is hopelessly enamored with Chuck.
Man's dick. Oh.
And Lester stands up and goes, right, well, good work. And Chuck goes, yeah, thanks. Excuse me 1 second. It goes over and picks up Marcel by the collar again and goes, "Can I talk to you for a second?"
Yeah, totally, bud.
Sure. Let's go out in the parking lot.
Chuck, pretty sure there's a fire out there. Saw you throw it out there.
Cut to them in the parking lot. Chuck punches Marcel in the face again. What is wrong with you?
Step two, step on him.
That was months ago. It's been months.
You know how hard it's been trying to step on him from my house?
Yeah. Look,
I'm big, but I'm not that big.
you were very big. I don't know what personal vendetta you have against Lester.
It just makes me feel dumb.
You gotta talk to him. Are you an adult? How old are you?
I'm 38.
Jesus, man. Be an adult. Talk to him. If you have a complaint, take it to corporate. You've almost directly resulted in the burning down of this Olive Garden twice in the span of 3 months.
You know what? You're right.
Yeah.
I will talk to him.
Good.
A week or two passes. Service is almost normal.
Lester seems to keep his eye on Chuck whenever he can. Chuck couldn't be more oblivious to this new spurt of attention because they are constantly keeping their eye on Marcel, who is constantly keeping his eye on Lester.
Just as these three are keeping their eyes on each other, a hand grazes at the back of Lester. Hi, Lester, honey.
Oh, hi. Hi, honey. It's Molly.
It's Molly.
She's come from the Lester household. She's the heart and soul of the store. She hasn't visited since the fire, or the second fire.
I noticed, honey, that, you keep paying a special attention to that one, busser. Is everything okay with him?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, everything's fine. I'm just, news from upstairs,
Yeah.
big changes and new systems of management and turning over a new leaf,
No, totally. I get that. And, oh, sorry. It looks like one of your busboys wants to talk to you. Oh, excuse me. Marcel emerges onto the scene, having seen Lester engaged in conversation. Hey, boss.
Hey, did you just push my wife?
Marcel looks down at Molly.
Molly's like, no, it's okay. I fell. I just tripped. It's all right.
No, she just tripped. It's all right.
Okay, sorry. I'm just gonna help her up one sec. Okay, sorry. Do you need something?
Marcel takes a pregnant pause and a look over at Molly. He pushes her again.
I'm sorry. Did you just push my wife over?
You know, that time he did actually push me over. I was covering the first time. He did push me that time. Yeah. No. I think she tripped. I have to talk to you, sir.
Okay.
I'm just gonna... Marcel pushes her down before she can get even, like, her back up. It's between me and him. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, hang on, honey. I'm just gonna help you up here. I'm really sorry about this.
Yeah,
I don't
me
know
too.
what's going on. Marcel isn't usually like this.
No.
Do you want to go maybe check out how they're doing in the kitchen?
Oh, sure. Yeah. And thank you for helping me up. Oh, dang. Marcel pushes her once again.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest. Marcel,
Yeah?
if you touch my wife one more time, you're fired.
Oh, shit.
I don't know what's been going on, but ever since the day of the first fire, you've been acting really weird. Okay, and I've noticed it, and everyone else working here has noticed it. Don't think there haven't been complaints. There have been. But I'm giving you this one chance to really lock in and kind of step into reality here for a second and think about what it is that you want. Do you want to keep working here? Do you want to have a fulfilling career? What do you want?
Marcel turns his gaze across the room, over at Chuck. He locks eyes with Chuck.
Chuck has heard this whole interaction and is just looking at Marcel.
Marcel smiles and gives a thumbs up. He turns back to his boss and he says, "Well, boss, I don't like you."
You don't like me. That's fair enough. Glad to have your opinion.
And I'm sorry, miss. Back on the farm, that was just the only way anyone could have a conversation.
Molly's like, okay. That doesn't really excuse your behavior, but thank you for at least explaining your thought process.
No problem. Anyways, boss, I'm gonna get back to work now.
Okay. Was that the only thing you just wanted to say, that you don't like me in front of my wife?
Yes.
Okay.
He turns his gaze to Chuck, gives another thumbs up.
Chuck puts their head in their hands.
Time passes.
And one day, just as they're finishing up, Marcel is bussing some tables. And Chuck comes up to him and says, hey, I don't know if you know. First of all, how are you?
Oh. Hey, Chuck.
Hi.
Something's wrong, Chuck.
What's wrong?
Well, I mean, like, I just feel like you need to apologize.
I need to apologize.
Yeah.
For what?
You lied.
I lied.
You said everything would be gravy. I've done step 1, 2, and 3. Where's the gravy, Chuck?
You know what? You're right. I think I may have misled you. Okay? Because
Hey, don't use those fancy $3 words.
I accidentally lied to you. I
Well,
didn't
you misled
mean to.
me?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, I did. Because that advice I gave to you about being mean and just otherwise in general sort of horrible to Lester,
Yeah.
I picked up almost immediately as soon as you started after the fire. Lester's like a different person now. I think he's trying to commit more to his marriage. I think he's trying to like genuinely become like a good manager and invest more in the employees of this establishment. And normally that first step that you took would have worked like a dream. But immediately I could tell that it was just vastly inappropriate. Also, the way that you went about it was inappropriate in front of everybody. Almost everything about every way that you've been interacting with him since we reopened after the fire has been inappropriate, and he's been noting that, and it has done absolutely nothing to enamor you to him, and instead it's been doing the opposite. In fact, I'm pretty sure, if I've been paying attention, that he's in love with me now.
But you didn't even say you didn't like him.
No, I didn't. You know what I did do?
What?
I saved the Olive Garden. I did my job.
I get you. You did your job.
Yeah.
I see what's happening here, right?
What's happening here?
You were tricking me.
I'm sorry?
You knew that if I did all these things, that Lester would fall in love with you. Then you would be able to get more money and make him feel like a dum-dum. Didn't you, Chuck?
Is this how you go through your life?
Yeah.
Is there ever anything that happens in your life, Marcel, that isn't somebody else's fault?
Yeah. Just like not this situation. Like I've made mistakes before, you know? Like, I've said something wrong to my girl and like I've been like, "Yo, babe, really sorry about that. That one was on me." Right? Really sorry. I mean, I've cut people off in traffic and I've even like, waved at them like, "Oh, I'm sorry about that." Like in the previous job I was at, my manager also made me feel like a dum-dum, right? But, I determined that he was like just kind of a normal guy and that I really need to move on from that.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Why?
I feel like I judged you kind of rashly just there.
That's all right.
You're a person.
I am, totally.
And you can make mistakes.
Yeah.
And I can too.
Yeah, like you made the mistake of getting Lester to fall in love with you when he was supposed to fall in love with me so that I could make him feel like a dum-dum.
Have you ever stopped to think about maybe getting somebody to fall in love with you just so you can make them feel bad? Like, have you thought about that?
Not really, no.
Should you?
Here, I'll do it now. Nah, it seems gravy to me. Gravy. That was the last step.
Don't.
Chuck, I'm sorry, I doubted you.
Don't. I can't be more clear in my intentions.
He puts both his hands on Chuck's shoulder.
You shouldn't be mean to Lester anymore. He's a changed person.
Gravy was the last step.
No. Marcel?
Now I just need to throw things at him.
Marcel, you need to listen to me.
He turns around and grabs a meat cleaver.
And Marcel, you're gonna hurt somebody. Put that down.
The only person I'm gonna hurt is Lester, emotionally, when I convince him that he's in love with me. And the way I'm gonna cinch that is by throwing this knife at him.
I need to stop you. Okay, I'm going to stop you.
Yeah, but I'm built like a refrigerator.
It's true, I can't get too near you. You're very wide and also sharp.
I am very sharp.
I can't actually get that near you.
Yeah, totally.
What's happened to you?
What?
Marcel.
What are you talking
What's
about?
happening to you?
I don't know. What are you talking about?
You started out as such a hopeful individual.
Yeah?
This all seemed like it was in good fun.
Well, it is, isn't it?
But then a genuine, horrible life event happened and a man faced, the possibility of losing everything in his life and turned over a new leaf as a result. And you're too fucking blockheaded to recognize that.
Hey, don't make me feel like a dum-dum.
You are a dum-dum. You are a dum-dum. Look at me, Marcel. You're a dum-dum.
The meat cleaver. Cling, 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 onto the ground.
You back up your own ass this whole time about this weird, bizarre, convoluted plan to make Lester fall in love with you just so that you could turn around and spit it back in his face by using some, admittedly on my part, misguided advice. But I also didn't bet on Lester going through genuine change as a person. You need to pay attention to what's happening. You need to pay attention to Lester and what he's doing and what he says to you and how he reacts to you. Are you capable of doing that?
Suddenly, the scene shifts. We are at a Red Lobster. Chuck sits across from Molly. Time has passed. Molly looks over at Chuck and says, "So, I've noticed the way Lester kind of looks at you. Sorry for being that blunt. But
No, it's all right. I had a feeling this is why we were meeting today.
yeah. I feel like more and more he's becoming a better person, but I also feel like he's more and more changing.
Yeah.
Like, he's not the same guy I knew. And, like, I know he had his faults or whatever, but he was also... I don't know. He was just different. And I feel like I'm different.
I feel like we're all different. We've all been through a lot lately.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about what happened with Marcel.
Well, I am also sorry about that.
Who would have known that he was going to drive that bus into the Olive Garden? There were signs, sure, and I tried to stop him. But it felt like by the end he was just...
It's not your fault.
I can't help but feel like it is.
No. He was a very strange, angular person.
Yes, he was.
Maybe that should have been the first tip. His body didn't fit to normal human proportions. Are we sure he wasn't like an alien or something? Like
I considered it.
Like he was a cube, right?
He was kind of a cube, yeah.
And it hurt to touch him.
A little.
Like he looked like he was like a polygon.
He had some alien properties to him for sure.
And he didn't seem to understand anything about human interaction.
No, or like listening.
But like to a granular degree.
Yeah. Yeah.
He also kept saying he was cornbread.
I think that was related to his upbringing.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
We're getting off topic, sorry.
It's all right. Listen, I should tell you that I quit.
You quit the Olive Garden?
Yeah. I can't come between you and Lester. Not after all he's been through. Not after all you've done for him.
You don't have to quit, Chuck. I don't... Look, Chuck, I want us to remain as things were. The Olive Garden is important to me. The people who work there, same as you. And if things have to change for that, then maybe they change. But you shouldn't be afraid of change. You shouldn't be afraid of change.
Maybe it's time that you and me sat down with Lester and had a conversation.
Yeah. Might be a good idea.
And they look up. Their server is coming with Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Yo! Here's your Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Thanks, Marcel.
Yeah, no problem.
You doing okay?
How are things at the Olive Garden, Chuck?
They're better. They're better now that you're not there.
You know, I don't get it. I didn't even get to do the last step of the extra gravy.
I know, Marcel. Maybe one day you'll get it. I forgot to ask. Are you a human being?
Don't joke, I'm cornbread. Marcel departs. He heads to the bathroom, closes the door behind him. He unzips his pants, undoes his shirt, and as he does, corn falls out. All right, that seems like enough time, he says, and he picks up all the corn that fell out and put it back into his clothes. All right, boys, let's go. Scene?
I think that's the end. I've never. Oh,
What's up? Talk to me, King.
oh God. I couldn't struggle more to encapsulate what I'm thinking or feeling.
Did we talk for like 50 minutes?
Yeah, this was a long one. It was a long one. This is the most exhausted I've ever been.
I'm sorry. I feel like
doing one of these.
I feel like I did something wrong.
I don't think you did. I
feel like we weren't on the same page. I think we weren't in the same rhythm.
Maybe not, but that's okay.
That's okay. That happens sometimes.
It happens. That's improv, baby. So what? Well, first of all,
what's the moral of that story?
what was the moral of that story?
I think the moral of that story is that you shouldn't be afraid of change. And if someone walks up to you and they have deeply inhuman proportions, like, I'm not talking, they look a little
They have
strange.
big shoulders or something.
I'm talking like they don't fit the laws of physics as you come to understand them.
Yeah,
You shouldn't hire them at your Olive Garden.
that's a good moral.
People can change.
People can change,
People can change.
and if they do, you should note it
Yeah.
and adjust accordingly.
Don't be a big man filled with corn.
Don't be a man filled with corn. Pay attention to those that you care about or that you claim that you care about. And if they show change, then incorporate that into how you address them.
I love you.
I love you. Any notes?
I think a note from me might be that like I should probably be more into it. I should probably be more in the moment with you. Like I felt like that time I had this idea for something and I went for it, right?
Yeah.
And it's good to take risks, but
Yeah.
I also feel like I didn't listen as much as I could have.
Okay.
That I could have like played a bit more with like your suggestions. And I didn't. And
Gotcha.
I think that's part of why it felt so weird is because I had this like sense of a way to go.
Great.
I should have like said to myself in my brain like no, let's have it play out with you.
Right.
And so I think for me that's the biggest thing.
To be fair, I think that same note probably applies to me. I feel like we both had
Completely different ideas
of where the story was going.
Oh yeah.
And yeah.
Like this is Friction the show.
Maybe.
You're out here being like it's a deep sort of like change and like everybody's like changed and I'm out here being like my guy's made out of corn.
Made out of corn. Yeah, I guess in our own ways we each could have listened more and been more susceptible to suggestions from the other person. It felt like we were too scared to commit one way or the other, and we tried to have it both ways.
I mean, I think it was funny.
I think it was funny. I thought it was funny.
I thought it was pretty funny.
I thought it was fun.
Me too.
I don't think it made a lot of sense.
No. This one's going long.
This one is going long.
So I think it's about time we end it. So with that said, do you have any final words?
I don't think so. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thank you for holding on if you are.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, be safe,
Yes.
be lovely.
Yes. See you next time, everybody.
Bye-bye.
If you're made of corn, you have to tell me. Are you made of corn?
Nah, dude.
Okay.